Hello everyone, so today we're gonna be teaching you guys how to solve indices. Now you may ask, what are indices? It means the power to a certain number. So it is the power to a certain number. For example, let's say 2 to the power 1. This is equivalent to 2. Now 2 square, or 2 to the power 2, is 4. Now what is 2 to the power 0? This is very simple, it's 1. Because anything to the power 0 will be equivalent to 1. Let's say 3 to the power 0, it's also 1. 4 to the power 0 is 1. 10 to the power 0 is also 1. Now, here's a times table that you have to memorize or remember, because it's always very necessary. Like 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36, 7 square is 49, 8 square is 64, 9 square is 81, 100 square or 10 square is equivalent to 100, 11 square is 121, 12 square is 144. 13 square is 169, and 14 square is equivalent to 196. So yeah, and lastly, let's say 15 square is 225. Now this is the multiplication indices of any number. Now, whenever we're saying any number is to the power 0 or any number is to the power 1, for example, let's say 10 to the power 1 is equivalent to 10. If you have the same number which has a power of 1, it will always be 10, or it will always be the number that originally is. Like 30 to the power 1 is also 30. 2 to the power 1 is equal to 2. 3 to the power 1 is 3. Just like that. This is the rule for indices for the number 1. Now, any number to the power 0 will be 1. This is the other thing. So always remember, guys, that any number to the power 0 is 1, and any number to the power 1 is the original number. Like 300 to the power 1 is 300. Okay? Now, what are we going to do with indices is, how do we multiply indices? Let's say 2 square into 2 square. How do I write it? We can directly write 2 to the power 4, which is 16, right? Now, if I'm to write this number in its normal form, like it can be written as 4 into 4, which is also 16. Now, in algebra, let's say, you have 2x squared into 2x cubed. How do I multiply this? Over here, the powers, they will be added. So 2 plus 3 is 5. So I can write this as 4 to the power x to the power 5, or 4x to the power 5. Okay? Now, next up, let's move on to our next one. Let's say you have 2x squared in a bracket to the power 3. Over here, will the answer be 4x to the power 5? Absolutely not. Now 2 cubed is actually 8, so it can be written as 8x to the power 5. But this is also wrong, the previous one is also wrong. What you have to do is, it's going to be 8, that much is correct, because 2 cubed is 8. X cubed is x cubed, and x cubed whole square is x to the power 6. So whenever there is a bracket, the powers will be multiplied with each other, like 2 into 3, which is 6. Which is why we got 8x to the power 6 over here. Let me give you another example just for more clarification. Let's say 3x to the power cube and 3. How do I write it? I'll just give the cube of 3, which is 27, which is 3 into 3 into 3, which is 9. Now, x will be 3 into 3, which is 9. This is very easy, but please don't be confused, because this will come in your mathematics section A, be it in class 7, class 8, class 9, or even your O levels. This is a simple math that you all have to know. Indices may be a difficult chapter for some people, but it's not. It looks easy, but it's not easy as well. It's something that requires your concentration. If you have your concentration, it's going to be a very easy chapter. Now let's say, what is a number that is to the power, let's say, half. Let's say 2 to the power half. This can be written as root over 2. What is 2 to the power 1/3? This can be written as the cubic root of 2. Okay? These are for the fractional numbers. So let's say we are told to write a number in standard form. Let's say 602. How do I write it in standard form? I'm going to put a decimal, which is 6.02, into 10 to the power 2. Whenever we write a number in standard form, we are to write it to its 1 unit place.